Today, we're at Cherokee Golf Course for the Tennessee State Tournament practice round. Let's get into it. This is Honest Dave Disc Golf. All right, we're here on hole 1, 265 to the pin. OB long, it is death. You definitely want to be short on this hole. Just throw something out there, stay up on top of the hill because it's a straight drop off down into the ditch, and then it's OB beyond the rocks down there. So let's do it. All right, we're gonna go with our feedback. Just try to get it out there. First shot of the day. We might throw 2. That might be a little long. It's long. It's probably down the hill. All right, we didn't go OB, but we are down here. Like I said, death putt straight up the hill. Let's just try to save our par and get it up the hill. That'll work. All right, we got another death putt, but let's make it. We made our par. Next hole. All right, we're here on hole 2, par 4, 450, straight up the hill. Plays more like 5 hundo. There's real no OB on this hole. You have OB over here on the pavement, and then there's OB over by the amphitheater on this side if you cross the fence. But in reality, we shouldn't be there. So we're going to take our D1. We're going to pump it straight out there. All right, that's ideal. I can go with the forehand around the big tree out there for our second shot. All right, this is an ideal spot for us to be for our second shot here on hole 2. You can either take a hyzer around the tree, park it, or you can take your forehand. I like the forehand play with my ultra soft feedback. So a little soft bid. Try to keep it low underneath the tree. I put too much stank on it. All right, a little too much stank. Didn't put it close enough. Like this, I like my ultra soft. It's not going to roll. So we'll give it a soft bid. We'll be happy with our par. Got a little headwind. All right, that'll do. Give her a little Tennessee flip, you know, put me a foot closer. All right, save our par. I don't know how that fell out, but it did. All right, we're here on hole 3. We got JoJo behind the camera. We got Big Nate helping us out today with daughter Laney. OB on or across the road. Take a big old hyzer, your right hand, backhand, pump it out around the tree. There's not a really good forehand shot on this unless you're a lefty. So big old hyzer coming from my D1. Leave it out plenty wide with this nice headwind. If that made it out, we should have a decent upshot. All right, not ideal. Definitely need to pump it out further to the right to get that better hyzer, get around this big tree. We do have a little bit of a hole here, but this is not an ideal shot. Got a whole bunch of ants. Big old ants over here on this tree branch. All right. All right, that'll leave us with a decent upshot. We can save our par. All right, we do have a birdie look. A little far, probably outside the circle, probably more like 40 feet. But we can definitely give this a good bid here. That'll work. All right, par putt here on the hill. That'll do. All right, hole 4, par 3. Way up the hill. Bag fell over. So it's tucked in around the big tree up on the hill, probably another 50, 75 feet past it. Probably plays more like 400. I like the D1 up the hill, still forehand. Get me out into the open. That way I can pitch up, make my par. That's the goal out here for me at Cherokee. Shoot for par. All right, let's do it. All right, that's up on the grassy knoll. We got a shot. All right, we went OB. This paved path apparently is OB, on or across it. So we'll take our shot from inside here. Set her up for a little approach shot. I can't believe I've never made it up that far, I don't think. So, all right, we're going to take our M4 Ultra Soft, just a soft half bid. Get it up there. This will be our third shot. So, all right, left ourselves a dangerous putt, but it's for par. All right, so this was actually par 3, not par 4. So this is actually our bogey attempt. So a little Tennessee flip. Got to drain this to save a bogey. And we missed it. All right, on to the next one. All right, guys, hole 5, par 3, 345, dead straight. This entire area used to be full of bushes, and so you actually had, if you wanted to throw forehand, you had to throw up and then around the pine. A dead straight shot is ideal if you can pump it out that far straight, or you have to take a big hyzer around. We're going to try the forehand since all the bushes are gone. Just try to pump it straight, because like right here is where I would typically, right at that pine, I would throw it. But you couldn't throw it flat like that because the bushes were pretty high before they cut them down. So let's try it. All right, that's not ideal, but we do have an upshot. All right, this is not ideal, but we do have a straight shot at it. I'm going to take my A2. This has a good reliable fade. If I can clear that second tree there and just soft bit it, it might just land up right next to the basket here. Go in. Oh, what a shot. All right, that was a heck of an upshot. Save our par. So, separate. Put this one. All right, hole 6 here. 290 straight down the hill. Heavily guarded basket. You either want to pump one straight right through one of these gaps right here on a forehand, or you want to go hyzer. I've seen people go big hyzer out and around, or just hyzer straight through. They've done a lot of clearing on this course, like I said, from the bushes on the last hole. So there's a lot less stuff that's landing in the background. It's going to be okay. We're going to take the A4. I want to try this on the forehand. I might not throw this in the tournament because I want to try to get this straight, right down, let it finish. It caught an early tree. But that's okay. That was actually a good shot. We made the gap. So I might do that in the tournament. We'll see. But it's unfortunate we caught this early tree here. But we got a little look again. We're going to throw the A2 again. This flew pretty good on the last hole. Let's do it again. Soft little bid. Right up in the basket. Around the tree. Nestle. A little bit too long. A little bit too long. All right, we left ourselves a little tester here. Give her a little Tennessee flip. Downhill, 20-ish. Low. All right, well, we're going to bogue. All right, hole 7, par 3, 340, straight down, tucked into the little clearing that's down at the end of the hill. I've seen people go big hyzer out and around. I think the shot is actually the forehand shot through here, over stable disc, just let it fade, drift down into the ditch. I think we're going to go with Predator on this one. D1 Predator. right, miss, skip. All right, it's in the clearing, I think. All right, we're gonna take our ultra soft PA3. Eventually, we're gonna make one of these long putts. So put a little bit of anhyzer, try to get it around. That'll work, 5-footer. All right, hole 8. Laney's asleep. We might get to play all 18. Par 4, big boomer shot hole. It says 615. I think it's like 650 in reality. Up the hill plays more like 750. But basically, it's straight. If you can see the top of the playground up there, the basket's right below it. I can barely make it in 2, so we're gonna try to make it in 2. Here we go, D1. Got a headwind with a little bit of cross. Just pump it out there. All right, that'll be ideal. Sit on the hill, don't roll.
Lost it.
Okay. All right, we're right in the middle, up the hill. That's gonna take 3 to get there today, guys. All right, like I said, it's gonna take every bit of the 3 shots to get up there today. 3rd shot's just gonna be a short approach, hopefully. So. Stay up, stay up. All right, here we go. All right, like I said, 3rd shot. We're just gonna try to place it up there, save our par. Maybe throw in. All right, not bad. All right, here we go. Little Tennessee flip. Save our par. All right, next hole, hole 9. All right, we made it to hole 9, 450, par 4. Straight down OB into the amphitheater, across the path. Any paved area is OB. We're gonna take our D1. We're gonna pump it out there, hopefully get next to the light pole. Short. Headwind, big headwind. All right, we're gonna take our A2 here. Way short of the light pole. Normally I typically get it around the light pole, but that big old headwind. So just pump it out there. I want to put it just a little bit right on my forehand. See if it'll just dive right in there. Oh gosh, I grip locked it. That's up on the hill, terrible shot. This is actually one of my birdie holes, which is sad that I grip locked that. Terrible shot, we're gonna settle for par. Downhill shot, not ideal depth. Little soft bid with the ultra soft. Sit down, there you go. All right, we're gonna save our par, which is sad. Should have had a birdie. A birdie. All right, back 9, hopefully. All right, guys, we made it to the back 9. I think I was +3. Not ideal on that. Definitely want to get 9 as a birdie. A couple others I want to be right at even par. Hole 10 here, 400. Straight back, right behind the power line pole. This is a forehand shot. If any, get it out, pump it out towards in between the sign and the trees out there. And D1, here we go. Here we go. Oh yeah, that's ideal. Center mass, perfect. I missed that tree by a foot. All right, 2nd shot here. I should mention that across the pass for the tournament, the roads are OB. So 2nd shot, let's park it up there. All right, maybe 10 feet. All right, give her a little Tennessee flip. Hole 9 and 10 are my birdie holes, so Here we go. We'll take every birdie we can get out here. On to the next one. Into the woods. All right, guys. Hole 11 here. 290 par 3. Into the deep woods. The play, right hand, forehand, out this gap. Here, if you can throw it straight, you can hit the skinny one. Overstable. Let it fade into the brush. And there, sometimes you can get a good look for birdie. Here we go. All right, hit a late tree, but we're up into the woods. All right, not bad shot here. Got a nice little pitch up. I'm gonna mark the disc, and then I'm gonna actually move these branches out of the way here. Hopefully Parks and Rec will come and clean them up. And then we're just gonna give this a nice little pitch up here, and just shoot. We're shooting for par on this shot. Well, that's no good. It rolled away. It's not supposed to do that. All right, here we go. Left us a little tricky par shot here, but let's sink this and move on to the next one. All right, hole 12, trickiest shot on the course, I think. 385 par 3, straight through the skinny gap here. The actual play, folks, is a forehand right through this line. Let's do it. Well, leave us a good upshot. All right, second shot here. We're just gonna pump it up here with our A2 on our forehand. All right, smoked it. Long, heads up. Oh well. All right, not an ideal upshot. Left ourselves a little bit of a bid for our par, so. So close. All right, hole 13, par 3, 260. Either forehand around or big hyzer around the other way. There is a pathway that goes behind the basket. All of that in road is OB. So we're going to take our ultra soft feedback, since it does sit on a hill directly behind this big tree. Hopefully it'll sit up on that hill. We're going to pump it out on the forehand. Aim right at that pole. I'm long. I'm even long with the feedback. Okay. Might be safe. All right, that's what you call safe by 6 inches. Probably less. All right, death putt here. Ultra soft PA3. We're just going to lay it up. Lay it up, take our par. There you go. All right, guys, hole 14 here, 635, par 4. Pump it just dead straight out into the field, OB, across the road or across the path on the other side. Here we go. Predator G1. Just get it out there, just pump it. All right, there we go. All right, we're not very big today, but straight ahead you can see a yellow arrow. Basket sits about 20 feet behind that. It's small, it's like that big. But we're gonna take our other D1, pump it out there. All right.
3, 2.
All right, guys, straight ahead, just right over the hill. Nice little throw with our ultra soft. We're gonna aim at the clump of trees, let it fade in. Probably pretty good. All right, guys, for par, I thought we were about 10 feet closer. But as Robbie C always says, imagine yourself 10 feet further back. So death putt down the hill. Here we go. That hurts. That one hurts. All right, guys, hole 15, 360. This one does cross the path, which I think just plays as casual normal. If you have a good straight shot, you can pump it through the middle here. A good forehand will actually hit this wider gap. Try to get it up and around up on the little hill there that's on the other side of the pathway. We'll throw D1 straight into the gap. All right, perfect center mast. All right, great shot. Probably like 70. All right, that'll pour out. Next one. All right, guys, hole 16. One quick note. Bring off or something. Mosquitoes are bad out here right now, and ticks are pretty bad out here right now. So bring some off spray or wear long pants. 310 plays more like 250 downhill. Take our A4, pump her out there. There we go. All right, guys, just outside the circle, not too bad. Want to be a little bit closer. Have to put just a little bit more on it next time. Ah, way off. Terrible putt. That was a terrible putt. Don't ever throw that putt. All right, here we go. Guys, hole 17, par 4, 480. I imagine they'll probably come out and clean this up this week. Maybe clean these limbs up, but maybe not. But basically, dead straight ahead. You got a clump of trees and bushes straight ahead. Take our Predator D1 and we just pump it out there, man. All right, basketball court, somewhere right in there. Perfect shot. All right, this is an ideal shot right here. We're going to take our M4 just because get it a little bit extra up the hill because I am going to go stand still since I'm running down the hill. I just don't trust it. So stand still, M4, straight at the basket. Here we go. All right, leave us a little bit. All right, I should have put it out more right. Left us a little bit too much. A little Tennessee flip. Birdie shot here. Here we go. Inside 30. Terrible. All right, hole 18, here we go. All right, guys, hole 18 here at Cherokee, par 4, 455, probably plays 500 up the hill. Want to thank JoJo for filming. Want to thank Big Nate, you guys helping out today with Laney and such. But take our Predator D1, we're gonna pump it out there. Here we go. Throw it too low. Big skip. All right, we're up there by the second pole. That's all right. All right, second shot here. A4. Little Tennessee flip. We're gonna throw it right at the basket. That'll birdie. All right, guys, Tennessee State's this weekend coming up. You guys are gonna be watching this on Wednesday. We tee off at Cherokee on Friday here. Looking forward to Tennessee State's. Got a little birdie putt. Should have birdied 17 too. Here we go. See you in the next one.